This story is set in Victorian London, where a grisly string of murders are taking place, very reminiscent of Jack the Ripper. The murder signs his victims, the Golem. The Golem, as some of you may know, is a supernatural figure in Jewish folklore. And so I was attracted to this film just by the name. As we go into the investigation of these murders by Inspector Kildare, he starts investigating Mrs. Cree, who is on trial herself and may soon be executed. She is the wife of Mr. Cree, a noble in his own mind, failed playwright who is the lead suspect in these murders. And I will just stop and say that this film had beautiful costuming, superior production values, and it did an amazing job of creating the look and feel of Victorian London. That's about the highest compliments I can give this film, as I found it to be very cold and lacking any kind of compelling characters to make me care about what happened to either Mrs. Cree or Inspector Kildare. It's one of those things where, like, if you had a beautiful, beautiful cake and you could say, oh my gosh, look how well made this cake is. But then you bite into the cake and at best you could say, meh, it's an okay cake. So this film, again, it looks beautiful, but as far as really caring about what happened to the characters, I just didn't. It just left me cold. But there is this one conniving Latin actress in the theater company where Mrs. Cree is involved in, who I thought was very interesting, and was probably to me the most interesting character. And I did learn a lot about Victorian England, and I like the fact that they went into the tragic backstory of Mrs. Cree and how a lot of women were treated very poorly in Victorian theater and just in Victorian society in general if you weren't a noble or very educated, supported woman in society. So I thought that was interesting, but that's still not enough for me to say that this film is anything above a C-. And honestly, guys, skip it, skip it, skip it. You'll be so glad you did. All right, well, that's all for now. I would like to encourage all of you to follow me across all my social media at Lord Coyote 2000, emphasis on Lord. And you are truly both theatrical and wonderful in your own right. The creme de la creme. I shall be talking to you very soon. Goodbye.